In this class, we have learned a lot about different dominant ideologies in American high school films. These ideologies highlight and emphasize inequalities of race, class, and academic achievement. Even though we are so socialized with these dominant ideologies, foreign films convey a counter-narrative that should be recognized. What's the point of watching foreign movies? Aren't they the same as American films?
Foreign films give us a different point of view, especially when looking at and comparing the different high school film genres. By watching foreign films, you get to see a glimpse of different cultures. The Class, a French film on urban high school youth, depicts similar American middle class values. However, certain characteristics are different. To be honest, foreign films actually display a more realistic school setting when compared to urban American high school films.
What is different about the class compared to the American film of the same urban school genre, The Freedom Writers?
American films usually illustrate the lives of minority urban youth as much more violent with guns, shootings, and gangs, while French teens see their lives as boring when they just eat, go to sleep, and go to school. Parent conferences show different parental attitudes based on if their child is high achiever or not. Parents of these kids view low achievers as a distraction and want their kids to be pushed harder than others. In American films such as The Freedom Writers, the parents of the students are either not present at all or depicted as deadbeat parents who don't care about their child's education.
What is similar?
Students in both films are depicted as teenage savages who don't respect teenage teacher authority and have low work ethic. This is a universal concept of urban schools. Mostly minorities are seen as the most defiant in the classroom. Also, both films have uncaring teachers that admit things like, they're nothing, they can't learn anything. They also have unmotivated students. This ties into the culture of poverty theory, which we believe is universal.
For example, in The Class, Mr. Marin is seen as the only one who truly cares, but in the end, he is still not a hero in the sense that he doesn't make a difference among a large group of students. Although he is the only teacher that wanted to keep Solomon in school, he didn't have enough individual power to do so, resulting in Solomon's suspension. His relationship to society was much less powerful when compared to the teacher heroes of American films.
Teachers embrace the same American middle class values of social mobility with education, as well as put an emphasis on utilitarian individualism. For example, a frustrated teacher vents in the conference room to fellow educators. Stay here in your crap neighborhood. You'll be here all your life, and it suits you well.
Do foreign films have different emotional effects on the viewers compared to American films?
Yes, according to Bowman, American films usually have a positive ending where the conflict is resolved, while the foreign films tend to leave you confused with questions and a more negative and unsatisfied feeling.
After watching The Class, I definitely experienced different emotions than I did after watching The Freedom Writers. I was unsettled and unsure about Solomon's future after being suspended in the class. Since I am so internalized with the American ideology and optimism, I was convinced that he wouldn't be suspended and that he would be given a second chance.
However, this somewhat unexpected ending made me question why the directors chose to do this. Similarly, when Wei's mother gets deported, I almost expected a miracle to happen in which she would be able to stay, allowing his family to have the classic happy ending like you see in American films.
So, overall, what is the dominant ideology of the class?
We view the dominant ideology of foreign films like The Class as a counter-narrative to the American urban films. The tragedy compared to triumph outcome reveals a more realistic depiction of the education system.
It is important to watch foreign films to understand the school environment in different cultural contexts and how it is portrayed in films. It's equally as important to recognize the similarities in the ideologies of both narratives as well. Perhaps the biggest takeaway from watching both foreign and American films is realizing how deeply rooted the culture of poverty theory is across cultures. This theory needs to be addressed and improved because of how flawed, outdated, and biased it is. The improvement of this theory will dramatically change how educational inequality is perceived.